Thanks for watching our video today on the JW speaker model number 4410. I'm Chris with the Headlight Revolution. Find us online at www.headlightrevolution.com for awesome lighting products like this one and many more. This one's a personal favorite of mine, and I've actually got it mounted on our shop demo truck as fog lights. I really like it because it's very interesting looking, yet I know it's a really good quality because it's made from JW speaker with aluminum and polycarbonate construction. It's totally waterproof, and this thing makes 1100 lumens of light output. So we're going to go over it, show you some detailed shots of the product and a lot of information, and then actually show you what the beam pattern looks like too. So the first thing you're going to notice is the outside edge has these ribbed shapes all around it, and I don't know if that's a design thing or if it's a heat dissipation thing like the heat sink, but it kind of gives it an interesting look unlike anything else that's out there. Most LED off-road lights are very sleek and really not a whole lot of shape to them, but this one has some shape. It is a very stylish looking light, and I found that people either love it or hate it. I personally tend to like it. The lens, you can see, is also kind of interesting looking. It's very big and bulky, and around the outside you got the 4 screws, but it's kind of like a raised portion, kind of looks like a halo that you'd find on aftermarket headlights, but it's not. It doesn't do anything like that. I believe it's just to hold everything in place, but the middle is fluted. You've got those vertical lines that go in front of the LED, and I think that has something to do with determining what the beam pattern looks like. Now these are available in a flood or a spot pattern. It's a universal work light. It's great for camping or as a fog light. This thing is phenomenal because it's tough, it's extremely bright, it doesn't cost a lot of money, and I personally love the light output color. So you can see the bracket, it's really nothing special, but it is fairly low profile for this style bracket. You've got a carriage bolt with a lock washer and a nut on this side, a carriage bolt and a lock, like a nylon lock nut on that side. So there is quite a bit of adjustability, and you can see that it's a pretty robust construction here. That is not going to break, that's not going anywhere. If you flip it around, you can see that waterproof connector. It's actually a 2-pin Deutsch connector, which many LED products use in this market. And on the back, there's a sticker that says 12 to 48 volt. So it is a multi-volt input product. And I don't know if you can see that from that camera angle, but there's a little clear sticker that says March 9th, 2013 right below it. That's something kind of cool about all the JW speaker stuff, is that they tell you when they made it, so you know how old the product is. Something kind of interesting, you can actually see the LED back there. If I turn it like this, back behind the lens there's all those vertical lines, and it kind of diffuses the light. And JW speaker is well known for having superior lighting capability over LED products from other manufacturers. So I'm going to shut off all these lights and turn this one on to show you how impressive it really is. So here's a super close-up shot of the 4410 beam pattern. You can see it's almost rectangular shaped. It's very particular to a flood pattern. This is why I like it for a fog light or a driving light application, because there's not a whole lot going on vertically, so the chances of blinding somebody using these isn't very realistic. So as we walk away from the wall here, I'm about 15 feet away, and you can see that the flood increases, but the main amount of light still stays right in the center. There's a little bit of illumination up top, but not a whole lot goes beyond the main beam pattern of the center, left to right. So it's very localized. This isn't a wildly flooding, light going everywhere kind of a light. It's very controlled, which is what makes it a great driving light, but it is designed mostly to be a floodlight. Like I said earlier, this one is designed in a spotlight or a floodlight, and this is the flood. For more information on the spotlight, you can check out our website. We do have diagrams of the 2 different beam patterns. The coloring is also kind of nice. It's not very yellow, but it's also not too blue. The center is more white than the outside edges, but overall it is a pretty cool colored light. If I had to take a guess, I'd say something like a high 5000 K type color, and on the fringes it starts to look a little bit more violet, like maybe 7000 K. So for the money, these are excellent lights. LED technology, super high-end manufacturer. Obviously they're bright enough to drive with. You probably aren't going to find anything that makes 1100 lumens for any less money than this one. So the fringes of the beam pattern are kind of interesting because you can see it kind of fades off into nothing, but there's no real noticeable hot spots. It's all very uniform light, which is, in my opinion, what JW Speaker is best at. Their light output is flawless. From the top, as it starts fading out, you do have some blue coloration, and on the bottom, really all four sides, you've got that blue coloration happening. But the main beam pattern is a very nice color for most any driving application. So now that we're outside in our testing range, you can see that the light output creates a really nice beam pattern. There's no weird shapes or shadowing or anything like that, and I love the color. So you can see that the light output will illuminate the stop sign, or rather reflect off the stop sign, which is 200 yards away from the 4410. It doesn't exactly reach that far. If you were to look at this objectively, I'd say that the light output really stops at about 40 yards, which is still a really long distance for one fog light to go. So you can see for yourself that it's not an insanely bright off-road light like some of the other products that are available in the similar style, but it's really inexpensive. The light output is beautifully colored, the pattern is great, and if all you're looking for is to fill in some light in the front of your vehicle, this product is a great option. Some of the specifications of this little light are, it outputs 1100 lumens, uses a UV resistant polycarbonate lens, has a waterproof wire connector, die cast aluminum housing, uses a universal foot style mount, and draws 1 amp of power at 12 volts DC with an IP67 waterproof rating. Well, there you have it, the JW Speaker 4410 LED off-road light. It's one of my favorites, and they're so affordable, you should go to our website right now and buy one. There's a link in the description to buy this exact product, so you can follow that or find us online at www.headlightrevolution, and the 4410 can be yours. Subscribe so you can see our next video, and we'll see you next time.